We trust our digital world with literally everything. Our money, our conversations, our secrets. But the philosophy that keeps all of that safe, it's a total, radical break from thousands of years of how we used to think about security. So let's dive into the great pivot that makes our modern world possible.
For most of human history, keeping secrets had this one huge fatal flaw. Classical cryptography, the stuff you see in movies with Caesar's ciphers and secret decoder rings, it was basically a house of cards. Its entire strength depended on two really shaky things: keeping the method a secret and the predictable patterns in our own language. Both turned out to be incredibly fragile.
So on one side, you've got the classical era, secret methods tied to language, and as we found out, fundamentally breakable. And on the other side, well, a bunch of question marks. That's the gap we're here to fill in right now.
So what was it? What was that revolutionary spark that let us move from something so fragile to the secure digital world we rely on today? How did we make that incredible leap?
Well, the change came from completely flipping the script. It wasn't about adding more layers of secrecy or making things more complex. It was a single, beautiful new rule that turned all that old thinking completely on its head.
This is it. This one sentence is the foundation for pretty much all modern digital security. Security should depend only on the secrecy of the key. Just think about what that really means. It means the method, the algorithm, the entire process for scrambling and unscrambling your data, all of that can be completely, totally public.
Here's the core idea. Think of it like a state-of-the-art bank vault. The company that built the lock could publish the detailed blueprints online for anyone to study. Every gear, every tumbler, but it just doesn't matter. Why? Because the only thing that can actually open that vault is your unique secret key. The strength isn't in hiding the design, it's all in the absolute uniqueness of the key.
Okay, so if security isn't about hiding the method anymore, where did it go? Well, the answer meant we had to move away from the weaknesses of language and find a foundation that was just infinitely stronger.
And here's that shift in plain sight. We just completely ditched security based on the quirks of language and the flimsy hope of keeping a method secret. The new foundation is built on something much stronger, the pure, universal logic of mathematics, and specifically on something called computational difficulty.
This is the secret sauce. Computational infeasibility sounds really fancy, but it's a simple idea. We build our digital locks using math problems that are incredibly easy to do in one direction, but are practically impossible to reverse unless you have a secret piece of info, the key. We're talking about problems that are so hard, even the most powerful supercomputers on Earth couldn't solve them in a realistic amount of time.
Let's make this real. Imagine an attacker knows the exact algorithm you're using. Remember, it's public, so their only option is to try and guess your key. This is called a brute force attack. So they get a massive supercomputer and they tell it, okay, try every single possible combination one by one until you find the right one. And that computer starts working. And it would finally finish in about 200 quintillion years. Let that sink in. 200 billion years. That is an astronomically huge number, way longer than the current age of the entire universe. That's what we mean by computationally infeasible. It's a lock that is, for all practical purposes, unbreakable.
So this brings us to the most counterintuitive and honestly the most brilliant part of this entire story, the idea that making your security methods public actually makes them safer. I know what you're thinking, because it's the natural question, right? It feels totally wrong. If you give the enemy the blueprints to your defenses, haven't you just made their job a whole lot easier?
It's actually the exact opposite. And the reason why is the absolute cornerstone of trust in our entire digital world. See, when an encryption method is made public, it's not just the attackers looking at it. It's a global army of the world's best cryptographers, mathematicians, and security experts all trying to break it. They poke it, they prod it, they throw everything they've got at it from every angle you can imagine. Any flaws are found and fixed, right out in the open. The algorithms we trust every day aren't secure because a company says they are. They're secure because they have survived years of relentless, global, public attacks. They've earned our trust through a trial by fire.
So how does this all affect you? This shift from secret methods to public math, it's not some abstract idea. It's the absolute bedrock of modern life.
Every time you see that little lock icon in your web browser for HTTPS, you're using it. When you open your banking app or tap your card to pay for something, you're relying on it.
Sending a message on an app like Signal or WhatsApp, you are directly benefiting from this entire philosophy. Our whole digital economy and all of our private communications are built on this.
So if you only take away 3 things, make it these. Number 1, the algorithm can be public. In fact, it's stronger that way. Number 2, the only thing that must be kept secret is the key. And number 3, our security doesn't come from hiding in the shadows. It comes from math problems so hard they'd take a supercomputer eons to solve.
And that leaves us with one final, kind of chilling thought. Our entire digital society is built on the belief that certain math problems are just fundamentally hard. Our trust is literally based on difficulty. So the big question we have to ask is, what happens if, one day, someone makes a discovery that turns those hard problems into easy